That's why I need to go get cigarettes.
You need to squash that quick. You need to let her know that you are in charge in this house and yelling.
She only does it to her. She only does it. She only does it to the wife. She doesn't do it to me because she knows.
Right, I know.
Is the wife a pushover?
No.
So she's she's like a 505. Jesus, you guys are dumb. You guys are fucking beep heavy.
You know, when
You're beep heavy.
When I write these down, I write the time the show starts, 5:04. Generally, it takes a little bit longer to get down to the beep, but 5:04 show start, 5:05 beep, dump.
5:06.
5:06.
Look at you taking Ray's advice.
Repeat.
Have you?
Me? I took Ray's advice?
Yeah. Remember when? Because every time.
Hold on. Before you say this, fuck you, Bill. Don't you? If you want to start something right now.
Don't start a conversation with that. How dare you say that to Rich? You took Ray's advice.
This could end a friendship right now. The fucking show could stop right now, depending on what you say next.
Fuck. Never mind. But I just know a little birdie put it in your head that you figure out what time we start the show, and every time we throw out a number, then you just go back, and that's where you know where the beep is.
You think Ray gave me that idea?
That's common sense, you fucking moron.
I don't know, but he mentioned it.
I had been doing that basically since beeps became an issue, and then Ray one day said it like he was fucking Ben Franklin, and a light bulb just went off in his head, and I let him run with it because that's what you do with children's minds. You let them grow.
Hey Ray, I was looking out for you here, but you know.
Hey, I thank you, Bill.
Right.
No, I think everyone should thank me because the show is still on. I did not take Ray's advice in that.
Damn it.
That was of my own volition.
I almost got credit.
Volition? Damn it, I suck at words.
You think we're going to correct you?
I don't even know what that word means.
Me neither.
Means your mother's a whore. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Fat Tuesday. Look around the MLB edition. Welcome to the show.
Thank God I have this empty pack of, or these warm black cherry seltzers right next to me. This new podcast studio is it's not convenient. I got to get a fridge down here.
That's not hard to do, but you know what? You're a busy man, so I cannot even.
You know why? You know why, Rich? It's fantasy baseball season. I have a very important draft on Saturday, and I've been crunching baseball for the good part of the last 2 weeks. Ray came over. I was deep diving on my laptop today with all my baseball shit.
Yeah, we know what you deep dive on the laptop.
Yeah, your mom's 508.
You mom's pee. And just to be clear, you will be doing that fantasy draft inside, not on the beach.
No, inside, yeah.
Okay. Jeez, look at his skin. He'll get burned if he goes on the beach all day.
only because like it's going to be 6 or 7 hours, and it's so much easier just to on a laptop.
What a nerd! You're a nerd.
This is why baseball sucks. Even the fun part about it is long and agonizing. Like, how wasted? Who do you pick in the 4th hours of that draft?
How you even
just
pay attention?
Off
it
your
sucks
out of your mind.
Sucks. The last when you get down. Because it's an auction, so like when you get your min bids $1, so when you get down to your max bids $1 or $2, it sucks, dude. It fucking sucks.
Who the fuck are we on the? Could we be picked? Do you just start naming fucking cartoon characters? How are there that many people? The
new software we have this year, because it's on the computer.
Oh, the new software that we have is super cool. It's very fast, and we get to pick all the players.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, cool. Have fun. This show is brought to you by. Was that something?
No, it's a nerd.
Oh, okay. Totally.
Chapter 1 of my baseball diaries. Raymond, suck my dick.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
That was great. That was great.
End of book.
Yeah.
All right. This is brought to you by White Birch Brewing. Bill, during baseball fantasy season, doesn't drink White Birch. He just pours it on his body like a liqueur and spreads it in all the
triple
crevices.
IPA right now. I'm rubbing it in my Hamburg chest hair as we speak.
There you go. That it actually makes good moisturizer too. That's why we love White Birch. They're a dual threat. Head on down to Nashua, New Hampshire. The tap room's open. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Head on down to the tap room. Get yourself some March Madness. They got a TV. It's flat screen. They got flights. They got pints. They got IPAs out the ass right now. Tri-Fruit is still running too if you're into that fruity stuff. And we all know that the Imperial Stout down there,
Ooh,
it does
to die for.
It does the trick. So
One
if you
of my
see it in the
favorite
stores,
stouts.
definitely pick up a 4-pack, 6-pack if you get down to the brewery. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. All right, gentlemen, let's talk some baseball. Ray,
Yep.
do your best to stay awake.
Trying to.
This will not last 6 or 7 hours. It will last 40 minutes. But what's the number one storyline in baseball this year? If you're going into the season, 2021 season, and let's quickly date back. We started this show in late May, call it June of last year, right in the midst of MLB being complete and utter assholes about the pandemic and coming back and playing or not coming back and playing.
Both sides too.
Both sides were assholes. Where generally in professional sports, we're always on the side of the players. I am not necessarily on the side of the players in baseball. They're both pretty terrible. I think the players are being worse currently. I think last year they completely fucked over the sport. They completely fucked over themselves. The famous Blake Snell line, I got to get mine. I'm risking my life. I got to get mine. Just
forgot about that.
Prima donna.
I was his side. Blake Snell for the win.
Blake Snell's an asshole, and he lost the World Series.
So is Bill.
So fast forward now. You know, you had the 20 they got through the season. They had their their COVID scares, and what was the team that Miami went to the strip clubs in Atlanta and infected the entire city of Philadelphia. So
St. Louis did the casino run.
St. Louis did the casino. Clevenger and those guys got all pissed, right? So
that
fast
was the
forward.
Indians, wasn't it? Clevenger was on the Indians.
Yes,
No.
he was. Yes.
Oh wait, yes, I'm confusing. What did Clevenger got pissed off at somebody too, or he did something to piss somebody?
No, there was a couple guys of the Indians I think got cut because he went out partying. But yeah, I mean they were just pissed off.
He did something. He was in the news for something. I forget who went to the casino for the Cardinals.
Yeah, but the Cardinals, man, they played, I don't know, what, 25 or 30 games? 22 games, I believe, were 7-inning doubleheader games. So that just tells you because they didn't play for like a month. They had
gone for a while.
They had 15 or 20 guys that were infected or with contact tracing and all that they could not play. And it was all because they went to a riverboat casino in fucking St. Louis and decided it would be a great idea. And then Miami was in the fucking strip clubs. Like it was.
Wasn't it in Philly? Didn't it start in Philly?
Oh, it started in Atlanta.
It started in Atlanta, but when they went to Philly. The Atlanta opened March 27th or April 27th. They all opened. They tested in Philly, which was the second series of it was the second series of the season, I think, and they had 13 or 14 guys right off the bat.
Well, remember it started out with this was at the beginning of everything, so like the idea of it spreading like that in sports hadn't really happened yet. So it was like the first couple got it, and then it was like okay, and then boom, boom, boom. Within 3 days, it was like holy shit.
Start with the NBA. I mean, if you think about it, the NBA, who was it? The first guy,
Gobert.
Gobert got it and then
touched the microphones and everything.
But if you remember, Bill, if you remember when that happened with Gobert, the NBA just basically shut down.
Yeah, they shut
So
right
this
down.
was sports coming back, trying to come back, and then the Marlins went out to the not reportedly rumored went out to the strip clubs in Atlanta, and. And the first day there was like 2 or 3 positive tests. And then within 3 days, it was like the whole team had positive tests, and then Philly started to get it, and then there was like, I don't think this was because of the Miami, but then Philadelphia, the city, had this insane ramp up in COVID. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I can't believe baseball just powered through and did what they did.
Yeah, but you have to give them the most credit. Like even more.
They look better than NFL.
Even more. Yeah, was my point. Even more credit than the NFL because after St. Louis, Miami, when's the next time you heard COVID? Justin Turner in the World Series.
No.
Good. Give them credit. I mean, I get it. There was a bubble, but you still started seeing some fans sprinkled in throughout the season, and then once bubble in Texas, shit, they're allowing 50% of their fucking fans. In Texas, Houston's allowing 50. All like, dude, I mean, they did it better than most sports, considering they were traveling after the two. I don't think they failed
royally. Some teams didn't even play the same amount of games. You just said it. St. Louis had played 22 back.
There was one team. Yeah, but after that, Rich, they were right there. They were right, like after those initial fucking COVID outbreaks, there was nothing until the World Series. You know, and they weren't in a bubble. You look at teams that's like the leagues that succeeded.
There is no fucking way you can give the MLB credit for doing COVID well. No way.
They're the only sport that plays outside too, other than the NFL.
They fucking failed, and the NFL failed too. The
I don't
NHL
think
and the
baseball
NBA
failed as much as you think they did. Again, outside of St. Louis and Miami, they didn't have another positive test in the World Series. Justin Turner in the World Series was that was it. They
didn't have another outbreak. I know that they had positive tests, but they didn't have another outbreak. Teams didn't play the same amount of games. They had to go by winning percentage. They were shutting teams down that didn't have a chance at the playoffs at the end because they couldn't figure it out.
There was two teams, Detroit and St. Louis, are the only teams that didn't play the same amount of games.
Anyway, we're off track. I cannot give MLB credit for handling COVID well last year, and I can't give the NFL credit.
Because you hate baseball. This is bullshit. Let's be real. They're fucking dead to you, so this is why.
I would say that my rationale of the way baseball handled COVID compared to my hatred is way more realistic to your love of baseball and giving them a pass on the way they handled COVID. They handled COVID poorly. That's kind of non-debatable. It wasn't handled well, like at all.
I beg to differ.
Fast forward to 2021. What's the biggest storyline? Let me give you my answer. This is why I asked the question. Baseball is a game that needs to have spectators. Baseball is a game that people need to go to. It is not a TV product. We know that. We know the biggest problem with baseball is the game itself, being slow, being lethargic. It cannot survive on television. So these stadiums need to open. We know that Texas is basically opening day is at 100% capacity, right? Have they even extended that? I imagine that.
No, it's like 100, and then it's 50% with social distancing requirements. They're just peddling their big new ballpark.
Well, the Super Bowl had 30,000 people there, so Florida's going to let people in. We know Boston's letting 12% or whatever it is. There was 2,400 fans at the Bruins game the other day. So
about 35,000. Yeah.
You have to think. You're getting vaccines out there at a couple 100 million or whatever the next month or few months, that by the dog days of summer, when baseball is the only sport running this year, that will be true, that stadiums should be pretty full.
I would say 100% closely. I mean, if you think about it, us in New Hampshire, after April 1st, you can sign up for the vaccine any age. There's no requirements anymore. It's open to everybody. So, I mean, you think about it, Massachusetts and some of the states around us are a little slower at that, but by July, by the All-Star break,
game, yeah.
By the All-Star break in mid-July, there should be no reason you don't have between 75% and 100% capacity in all these sports. And especially a team like the Red Sox, where their max 35,000 in there.
Yeah,
so,
it's small.
It's not population. It's close quarter zone. Fenway's not great for that.
That's the worst.
But either way, yeah, you're right. It's going to depend on the state. It's not going to depend on the sport, though. No. So I would actually be really surprised if Fenway is at 100 capacity this year.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, they'll definitely them. New York, I think.
New York
there too. New York, California. Those are the big.
They'll be the last ones to get there.
Left-leaning states will be.
But to me, that's the story, because I think that is what is going to be what has to carry baseball, I don't know if you guys have anything else going on, but the other ones that jumped out to me, and feel free to to say your piece, Ray. I know Bill has his thoughts. The dead ball in baseball is a big one. We've been calling for a change in the sport to create more action, less home runs, less strikeouts. I want the strike zone expanded. I want a pitch clock. I want to speed the pace of play up. I think dead ball will help that, not immediately though. We heard Alex Cora talk about it this year, specifically Tony Maserati on the Sports Hub did an interview with Alex Cora talking about
Great interview,
Verdugo.
too.
Yeah. Maz has been one of the guys that wants players like Verdugo to keep spraying the ball around and stop focusing on home runs. And he asked Alex Cora specifically about it. And he said, yeah, we're basically going to let Verdugo do what he does, partially because this dead ball thing, you're not going to be able to hit as many home runs hypothetically. So the home run number should go down, which in turn should make some of these players who don't have the power that they've seen in the last few years
Stars again.
Yeah, be able to hit. Like Xander Bogaerts, I think is a good one. I don't think Xander Bogaerts has the total, doesn't have 30 home run power.
He's got 20, 25 though. He's right in there, and he'll 300, 80, 90 RBIs. He could steal bases.
But my point is, Bill, maybe that's a bad example because he hits the ball all around the ballpark. But maybe a Franchi Cordero
I'll tell you, Andrew Benintendi. And
yeah, perfect name.
Going back to the Cora and Maserati interview, he bulked up before the 2019 season after the World Series. Cora alluded to that, and you saw the production from 19 and then what you saw in 20 because the game shifted to home runs or strikeouts. That was a direct correlation to him building up the arm strength that the team did not agree to. He's a number one, number two hitter, and he tried to bulk up to hit home runs and pull the ball. Well, look what happened. 2 years from your career year, you just got traded for basically peanuts on the dollar, right? So, I mean, if you bring it back to the dead ball guys like Verdugo, guys like Benintendi, guys like even Mike Trout. Mike Trout's one of the best hitters in the game. He's the old school baseball player where he spreads the ball all over the field. This brings it back. Anthony Rendon. Rich, you probably know him very well from the Nationals. Now he's in the American League and the
Raymond's team.
My Nationals, yeah.
The Angels now, but another guy, perfect example. He'll hit 290, 40, 50 doubles, 25, 30 home runs, 100, 120 RBIs. Those guys deserve to be stars, and they do not for me, this is more bringing back star power in baseball because the home runs, I get it, but bring it back to what the game should be because it's home runs or strikeouts now.
So the question is, Ray, maybe you have an opinion, maybe you don't. What in terms of what do we see that this year? Because this is what logic tells me is we know baseball players are meticulous. Are the guys that hit 30 home runs in the last few years and strike out 200 times that don't necessarily have the hitting IQ that it takes to be as successful as they are? Do they look at this and adjust their game the way Benintendi did in the opposite way? Or do they have to wait and watch a bunch of balls fall into the right field's glove to go, oh, fuck. Like, I don't have that extra 5-7 feet of power because they dead in the balls. So Franchi Cordero, you got to learn to fucking hit the gap. You can't hit it out of the ballpark. Yeah. Do we see that at the beginning of the season, or is it? I would have to imagine logic says it's
going to be progressed. Yeah. It's going to be progressed. You'll see it probably June, July, seeing these guys actually start to adjust and not do these stupid launch angles that the nerds all want them to do and all that bullshit. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit. You're going to see the power hitters struggle at first because of the dead ball, like you're saying, but like the Xander Bogaerts and, the smaller guys like Mookie Betts too, like they're going to start spraying the ball all around the field.
Mookie's a good one. Mookie's a great example.
Can I counter that just real quick, Ray?
Sure. I don't care.
So
you're going to anyways.
No. April, May, the colder teams, you always start a little slow. You notice their batting averages are down because it's cold out. The ball doesn't fly as far. So, I mean, you might start seeing this now, especially for any Eastern teams up and down. Central teams, I mean, it's still cold. You still see occasionally, I mean, especially New England, you're going to see snow. Central teams.
Shut the fuck up, Bill.
You've seen snow in Chicago, Milwaukee, all these teams. So, I mean, you want to talk about adjustments, you might not see it until June, July, August. Because, I mean, you think about it, mid-May. You didn't say that long.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, sorry. Never mind then. But no, like I'm just.
Can I counter your point? Can I counter your point, Bill?
Sure. I didn't hear you say that late. I'm sorry.
My greater point is actually closer to what you were saying, Bill. I think a lot of these guys aren't going to last. You're going to see different players succeed.
A guy like Bobby Dahlbach's not going to succeed.
Right, Bobby Dahlbach.
Because, I mean, he's favored to win Rookie of the Year this year. He could hit about 35 home runs. That's it. He's going to hit about 220, 230, and strike out 200 fucking times. A guy like that does not have sustainability in the MLB. Joey Gallo is another one for Texas. Had 1 year, good year, he hit 240. Every other year, he's hit between 190 and 220. Guys like that, just because they hit home runs, you're getting rid of the power hitters now.
Yeah, you're going to see you're going to see them start to dissipate. Now, Dahlbach might get away with it because he's got short porch and right in Fenway, and he plays a couple games in New York too.
Anyone on the Yankees too. I mean, stadium's being built for this.
JT or LeMahieu. LeMahieu's a perfect guy. That if he went anywhere other than New York.
I disagree with LeMahieu because he's a batting average hitter.
Look at.
He's not a home run hitter, but he can spray the ball. He came in Colorado
too. 35 fucking home runs last year.
Yeah, did he lead the league? He led the AL.
He plays in the Yankees.
No, he
the
did
dude's
not.
getting
Luke
paid
Voigt
20.
led the AL.
The guy's getting paid $20 million plus a year because of his home run power in Yankee Stadium.
No, it's because he's going to be a leadoff hitter. He won the batting title. He's won the batting title in the National League and the AL. He can hit for average. That's
Bill, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we're having a conversation about the game changing from power hitting to non-power hitting. And you're trying to tell me that a guy gets paid $20 million in 2020 MLB for hitting an average? You're full of shit. He gets that money because he clubbed 30 home runs in Yankee Stadium. That's why he gets paid. That's why he held out and got the money from the Yankees. And if he went anywhere other than the 190-foot right field porch in Yankee Stadium, he wouldn't get $20 million. He would get money for a leadoff hitter, which is not $20 million. What's Jackie Bradley getting? 12?
Can I count?
17, whatever.
Can I counter your point real quick?
Please, Ray.
I think it's going to take till like May, June, July for these guys to start.
Fuck you, Ray. All right. Let me
hold on.
Let me add one more point. I don't think it's May, June, July. I think it's 2022, 2023.
Suck my dick. He does not a power hitter.
I didn't hear what you said.
What about 2020, Dink?
10.
What did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
LeMahieu's hit 26 home runs in Yankee State. He's 26 home runs in the 2019 full season NL. I believe that was his first year, 2019. 26 home runs. Last year he hit 10. He's coming here to hit for average. He can play first base. He can play second
10
base.
and a third of a season is 30.
20.
Suck it, Dick.
He's right around there, but he's
26,
not,
30 home runs. That's a power
hit a lot of home runs.
$20 million is paid to hit a lot of home runs, Bill. You don't get $20 million as a leadoff hitter in the MLB. Sorry.
I can't wait to deal with this for 162 games this year.
His career high was at Yankee Stadium.
A second baseman getting $20 million a year. Tell me why he gets that money, Bill, if it's not for power in this day and age in the MLB. Mr. Baseball Draft, Mr. 6-7 hour baseball draft. Tell me why.
Okay, he's not. He's a gold.
Because he hits for average. They don't even fucking look at average anymore.
Okay, so what's his career high in home runs? Go.
26.
And he played in Colorado. He's not a home run hitter.
26.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
In Yankee Stadium. And guess who just paid him?
But you would think he would hit more in Colorado. What's Colorado? It's
No,
a hitter's fucking dream.
Ray, can I counter this
short?
It's
easier to hit a home run in Colorado than it is into the fucking right field porch in Yankee Stadium.
Incorrect.
That fucking okay.
So I have a theory on this.
Go ahead.
For 162 days this year, or games, Bill is going to be an absolute cunt. You could say the sky is blue, and he's going to argue that the sky is not blue. And he's just got to be Billy Smarty Pants. Yes.
Billy Baseball is going to be a cunt.
This is going to be a long season.
Yeah. Go tell me what DJ LeMahieu's contracts were as a leadoff hitter hitting for average in Colorado, and then tell me what the Yankees paid him with a right field porch that's 150 feet. And tell me that $20 million is not reflective of power for 26 to 30 home runs. Billy Baseball.
But it's
Billy fucking Baseball.
Colorado is 310. Colorado's 276 in Colorado.
What was he getting paid?
He's getting paid now.
You understand the point of this conversation? You want me to rewind the fucking tape?
Go
you
ahead.
want me to rewind the tape?
You're right, Rich. You're right. You win. Go ahead.
I know I'm right because that's why he
You're
didn't get paid anywhere
right.
else, Bill. If he wanted to get paid and no one else signed him, it's because they went, you play at Yankee Stadium. You didn't hit home runs in Colorado. You hit him in Yankee Stadium. Right field porch. The whole conversation started about the dead ball. If DJ LeMahieu goes and plays anywhere else with the dead ball, he's hitting maybe 15 home runs this year. Because he plays
330, and that's what he's getting paid for.
No, it's not. Okay. That's where you're wrong. He's not getting paid to hit 330. No one gets paid to hit 330 in this day and age in the MLB. That's why this day and age in the MLB is fucking dead to me. Bill, Billy Baseball.
You're right. 100%.
Billy Baseball. Anything else? What else are you looking forward to? What are the other rule changes that we got going on? We got the extra innings, man on second. You think that makes a difference?
Huge difference of, Maz and Felger have been bitching about this for years. No game in the regular season should be 18 inning games. Give them a chance to end it quick. You see the NFL, it's one possession, sudden death. This is what the MLB should be. You got a series that will start at 7:00 on a fucking Friday night. It ends at 2 a.m. on a Saturday, and then you're back at 1:00 Saturday afternoon playing. No, it's bullshit. Just get these games over with quick. I like that. And the biggest one that's being discussed now is next year rumored to be universal DH in the CBA. I like it. I'm actually a big fan of it. I just think it gives you more players in the league. It gives you more money for the players because, again, that gives you that extra hitter that you don't really need to do much. You've seen how it is in the American League. David Ortiz made a fucking living being a DH. Edgar Martinez made a living being a DH. So you're seeing those type of players. So I like it. And again, it's a different game without a fucking pitcher. I don't need a pitcher to hit. They're batting one at the 9-hole, getting strike out every time. Fuck, St. Louis bats them in the 8th because they're dumb. But
I used to enjoy Bartolo Colon hitting, seeing his fat ass run down the first baseline.
Dude, he has one career home run. I get it, but like Bumgarner has a couple. But you don't see much. Josh Beckett had one, but you don't. I just feel like it's just it's a wasted out for an offense.
What about Shohei Ohtani from the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels?
He's different. He'd have succeeded in the National League, but again, if you give it a universal DH, he pitches one every 6 days and he fucking hits another 4 days a week.
Here's why, in principle, I'm against universal DH. If the entire league didn't have universal DH, your pitchers would hit better because they'd be forced to hit better, or they'd be able to bunt. No one can bunt in baseball anymore. You'd also, if that was the case, you'd have to play a little bit more small ball, which would mean less home runs, less strikeouts. I think that if you didn't have a universal DH, or if you didn't have a DH at all, then the game would be changed more towards what we're talking about, what I would like to see, which is just more action in the field. That being said, yeah, these pitchers would have to capitulate and be able to play. There's no telling if they would or not. So to your point, Bill, the universal DH gives more people a chance to play it gives 16 more roster spots for a guy to play in Major League Baseball. So I guess that's good.
14.
How many fucking teams are in the NBA? 30?
Yeah.
So 15?
No, it's 14. It's 16 and 14. Yeah, NL's got one less team. Or one more team. It's something along there. So I'm just
how long's baseball season, Ray?
162 fucking
Jesus fucking Christ.
We didn't have a full season last year. I'm so excited that we got
Yeah, I'm so excited too.
Yeah, I'm stoked. This is gonna be awesome. All right, Billy Baseball, why don't you give us your power rankings and we'll just agree. Well, me and Ray will just agree with you.
My top 5: Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, Braves, White Sox. Number 5.
Ray, you agree?
No.
Go ahead.
Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, Blue Jays, Twins.
Woof. Either you guys want to give a why, or you just want to lay some?
I'll give you why. Dodgers are. You got Blake Snell. You have the reigning.
Okay, we can skip the Dodgers. We know Dodgers. Right. They're paying $1 billion to their roster, and they've acquired the most talented baseball scene in forever.
With the Padres,
they have to be at number 1 because they won the World Series and the talent.
Yeah, and then you look at the Padres. Darvish. They got Clevenger, but he's hurt. I believe
Blake Snell.
No, Blake Snell's the Dodgers?
Nope. Blake Snell's with the Padres. Billy baseball.
Sorry, they got Blake
Go
Snell.
on your fucking spreadsheet, you dork, and fucking look where he plays, you idiot.
So they're right.
Or just tap into your fucking baseball brain. As I saw you rattle off your top 5 on the top of your head.
They're right behind the Dodgers. You know, the Yankees is still Garrett Cole. They've kind of loaded up. Still the same offense. You bring back Mike Stanton, Aaron Judge is supposed to be healthy. Gary Sanchez is a little bit healthy this year.
DJ LeMay, who's going to hit some fucking homers.
DJ LeMay, who's there.
Big
so
home
I
run
mean,
hitter.
you have the best. You just lost Zach Britton, but I still think you have enough talent and pitching in your rotation to Corey Kluber this year that you brought in. Number 4, I believe I just had the Braves. You added Charlie Morton, who was a stud for Tampa last year. You bring back the same offense. You got Ozuna back. Ronald Acuna is one of the best players in baseball. Probably, we did our baseball draft. Whenever it comes out, he would have probably been the 2nd or 3rd pick in my draft. As Acuna's a 23-year-old stud, future MVP. Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman, MVP last year. So, I mean, you got right there. And then who did I mention? The White Sox. Again, nice young team coming back. Jose Abreu, MVP last year. Kopech's coming back healthy, was traded in the Chris Sale deal. Jan Makata's there. Lewis Roberts should get a nice full season up there. You just lost.
All right. We're naming roster pieces here. But Ray, give me your whys on where you land. Give me your power rankings and the whys real quick.
The Dodgers obviously first because of their $1 billion team. Pretty much, they bought their roster. They're going to be World Series favorites. Padres, same thing. They went out and spent a shit ton of money. Yankees, they're the AL version of the Dodgers, going out buying their roster like usual. The Blue Jays, I feel like is going to be a surprise team because they're young. They actually got a couple pieces. Ryu, a pitcher of Ryu, Bill.
Ryu from the Dodgers.
Yeah, Ryu.
Last year, yep.
Yeah, and they got some young hitters. Vlad Guerrero Jr., you got Biggio's kid there. They got some nice pieces.
Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette. I think they could be a very sleeper team. And then the Twins, just because I didn't want to say the Braves because that's Bill's team, and I was just being a cunt.
Okay, let me
the
give
Dodgers
you
did it
well.
Bill. Half the team's homegrown talent, though.
Look, the Dodgers they have put together a really fantastic organization, and they got the money to back it up. Here's what I'll say about the Dodgers: they're number 1 on mine, but I don't have them win the World Series. They're number 1 on mine because they have to be the talent and the money. They have to be in your power rankings. They'll win the most games this year, whether they win the World Series or not. I would say no. We'll get to it, but.
They've only won a World Series in a fucking COVID-stricken year.
The last 2 they've won in the last 35 years has been short seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I'm 100% agree with that. Dave Roberts is not a good coach. He's all about the fucking analytics. But, I mean, again, that team.
Let me give you my power rankings, Bill. At number 2, you're going to like this. Your Atlanta Braves.
Oh, I love that.
Is this like a peace offering or something?
No, I think the Braves have guts. I think the Braves have moxie. I think that they should not have lost when they lost in the playoffs last year. I think they had at least another round in them. If they match up against the Dodgers, I think they match up pretty well against them. Charlie Morton's a fucking awesome ad for them. Dude's
Drew
a stud.
Smiley too. Don't sleep on him. I mean,
no, I wasn't going to if you let me finish. Drew Smiley is awesome, and obviously Soroka. I think you got Soroka in your draft as your pitcher, right? Really nice young kid.
And Ian Anderson's coming up. He's my favorite to win Rookie of the Year. He's going to be their probably 4th or 5th starter, but he's another 22, 23-year-old stud pitcher. Number 18 in all of baseball.
I just like the moxie and the involvement around that team. And the next I have Padres, it's just talent. It's just talent because they got to prove that they can do it. The inexperience of Tatis Jr. is real, and the cuntiness of Manny Machado is real. And you got question marks in that pitching. And I know that Blake Snell's a fucking stud. I get that. But Yu Darvish is old. And he's been up and down over the last several years with the Rangers. Clevenger's hurt
too.
in the Cubs. Like he was kind of I don't want to say no show, but he wasn't he was not on what he was in the Rangers as he was in the Cubs. He's older.
No, last year was his best year in the Cubs. I mean, he finished 2nd in the Cy Young.
COVID strict
year. Yeah, COVID year. But I mean, that's talent.
So the reason the Padres are in 3rd, I drop them lower honestly if it wasn't for what is it, Ray? $500 million in the infield.
Mm-hmm.
So you've paid your way
too.
into the 3rd. Bill, you're going to like this one at number 4 too. Chicago White Sox, young, hungry, talented. Their pitching staff is nasty. And if they get
I didn't even mention them. Yeah, Galileo and
if they get Jimenez back, forget it. I mean, he's rumored to potentially be out for the year.
Yeah.
But if he can come back for a playoff run, I mean, I like them a lot. I like them a lot.
He's a five-tool guy. He's a fucking He's disgusting.
He's nasty.
He's disgusting. But I mean,
you'll be in the MVP running for years.
He should, but you're bringing up Austin Vaughn too. So I mean, they might not miss a beat. Honestly, Austin Vaughn's their top prospect, and they're shifting him over to left field now.
You'll notice that the Yankees did not make there. You know why? Because they're fucking choke artists. There's something about that team. You want to talk about the Celtics not being able to come up big in big moments? That's the Yankees. And I don't care what Garrett Cole looks like. You look like shit for part of the year last year. And you look like shit for part of the spring this year. And you're paying him $40 million. The fuck you're paying him in New York? And who's after him? Their pitching staff sucks. Their pitching sucks.
Well, they got that white beater, Jermaine.
Sure, they got the Brock
Geronimo.
And if you want to rest your laurels on Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, go for it. I don't have any faith in the Yankees coming through in the playoffs at all.
Well, again,
I really don't.
If you want to talk about pitching, and their offense is probably number one in baseball. Honestly, you have the two best number 3 and 4 hitters. You have one of the best hitting catchers. Gleyber Torres.
Can I interrupt you, Bill? Because you've been interrupting me in this time.
Yeah.
How far has that got them? Because it's the same fucking lineup. How far has that got them in the last 3 years?
Not far. I mean, you look at the Red Sox in 2018, right? I mean, when they won the World Series, I mean, there's a prime example.
Of what?
The pitching and the offense is what is the prime example. I mean, we all thought the Red Sox were a flash in the pan, win 108 games, right? The Yankees on paper had more talent, but they didn't have the pitching. So, I mean, they got to add it. Severino's coming back. You hope he could be healthy.
I just don't think the Yankees have the pitching, and I think they got a choke gene in them right now. I got the Blue Jays after that and I know I'm going past this, but they got young talent, and I think that in the AL East, let's move on. Beautiful segue, Rich. Let's talk about the divisions and what the playoffs look like. Basically, I want to know who you think is getting to the playoffs, and that includes division winners and wild cards. And I think the AL East, Blue Jays, it's kind of theirs to lose. People are going to give it to the Yankees because of that staff, but I think the choke artist and the lack of pitching for the Yankees, Blue Jays might be able to sneak up and snag that. And the Yankees, I think, are going to be battling the Red Sox for a wild card spot. I don't have a lot of faith in this fucking Yankees team. They're injured all the time, and they're choke artists, and they have no pitching. Anybody else want to talk? AL East, do you want me to go through? Central, I got the White Sox and Twins battling out. And in the West, I skipped the Astros. They're in there somewhere, too, in my power rankings because of experience. And their pitching, honestly, their pitching staff and Verlander's down, but they look good. I think that the Astros, because of their experience and what they did last year, taking the heat that they took and then be able to still make a push, I put them above the Yankees. I put them above, the Blue Jays and a lot of these teams, and I got them winning the West.
All right,
with the Angels close.
All right, so for me, Angels up there too. For me, the AL East, I'm high on the Yankees. I think it's their division to lose. I'm still not sold on the Blue Jays. I don't think their pitching is there yet. You added Ross Sterpling, I believe, and George Springer went there. So your offense is there. I just don't think your pitching is deep enough right now. The Central, I mean, it seems like White Sox and Twins are going to fight. Now, I picked the White Sox. I think the White Sox are the better team. You got some question marks. Miguel Sano out there in Minnesota's hurt a little bit. Odorizzi, you just lost to Houston. And Nelson Cruz 41. So you're hoping for the same production, but Josh Donaldson's 37, 38 years old now too. So NL West. I wanted Houston up there, but AL West, I should say. I wanted Houston, but I'm going to Oakland. I like what Oakland's doing. They got a nice little offense. They're pitching, they're right up there. They're going to win 95-ish games, somewhere 92, 95 games. NL, Dodgers, Braves, St. Louis, I think adding Arenado to that offense is good. You still got Jack Flaherty coming back. Carlos Martinez is kind of bullpen starter. And then you also have Wainwright you're bringing back. So, I mean, it seems like it's St. Louis because with the Cubs taking a step back.
We're not on the NL yet there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ray, hold on. Can you just get the ledger real quick? Get your crayons.
I got them.
Did you write the winners down? So what do the AL playoffs look like to you, Bill? The Yankees, the White Sox, the Athletics, and then who are your 2 wild card teams fighting to get in?
Oh, I'm going Houston, and then the Twins, because I'm not sold on the Blue Jays yet, because again, their pitching's not there. The Twins their offense is disgusting. They have so much power, and you're still bringing back Barrios on your pitching side, and you got a couple good closers there that could
okay.
your bullpen.
Let me go. I'm gonna step. Here's my AL playoff picture. Yankees.
You son of a bitch.
You can erase crayon. Yankees, White Sox, Astros, and my wild cards: Twins, Red Sox.
Fucking homer.
So I'm hoping.
No, I'm not a homer. Toronto is my loser team, Ray. Toronto is my loser team. Remember this. Now you have to remember what Toronto is. They are a team that have loaded up on talent in the past. Did
I talk you out of the Blue Jays?
No, I talk myself out of the Blue Jays. I actually don't pay attention when you ramble like that. The Blue Jays are a team in Toronto that have loaded up on talent like this before and completely fucking failed. And I expect that to happen again. And they're young, and their pitching is not that great. And I think the Red Sox can be sneaky good, and I think they're going to be sneaky buyers at the deadline. If they can get a pitcher in there, and if Chris Sale can come back and be anything for the push, I think they'll be fighting for a wild card. And I don't have faith in the Yankees. Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, to me, can kind of go anywhere, and the Rays will sneaky be in there too. So the East is wide open to me, honestly. Ray, please, quickly on the AL playoff picture.
Yep, AL East. I got the Blue Jays. Like I said, they're young, they got talent, and they're also building a new stadium. And usually that means the MLB is going to have a little fix, so they win more games.
Ooh, nice pull there.
Central, the Twins, just because I don't think the White Sox, they're already banged up. I think the Twins have a better chance of winning that division. West, I got the A's just because they killed it last year and might as well keep that train rolling. Wild card. Not? Yeah, hey, why not? Yankees, wild card, and Astros, wild card.
Okay.
All right, good. No, that's not terrible.
All right, Billy Rambles, can we do this? We're running late. Let me get your NL picture. I don't need a full rundown of each roster. Just give me why you think these teams are going to make the NL playoffs.
Obviously, I'm picking Atlanta Braves. I think they're the third best team in the whole entire NL. You added at the deadline. You added Smiley, Morton. You're right there in the AL East, NL East, I should say. Sorry.
That's a fucking listen.
The Central, St. Louis, Arenado, big get there, good young pitch in there, and
they got Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt's been there a couple years now, but yeah, Goldschmidt and Arenado again. You're adding to their offense. I'm not gonna, I mean that's a big move, and he's the best third baseman in all of baseball. So hopefully, if that translate out at Coors Field, we're about to find out. But he's the best defensive third baseman in all of baseball. And then in the West, it's so hard to pick against the Dodgers. So I'm going to the Dodgers there. I mean, the talent alone, again, Ray, you mentioned they bought it, but they got a lot of homegrown talent on the Dodgers and a lot of talent they've imported because they've drafted well. They've one of the best drafting teams in baseball. My wild card teams, I think the New York Mets can get one of them.
Finally the Mets. I was wondering if they were going to sneak into this conversation.
I like what they did. Carlos Carrasco, I really love that move coming over in the Francisco Lindor trade. So I'd add him. My second one would obviously be San Diego for everything about the Dodgers.
Yeah, they bought their way in. Ray, do you want to go?
Sure. NL East, I got the Braves. Central, Cardinals. The West, I have the Padres just because I think the Dodgers are going to come into a hiccup. Injury bug, so I think the Padres are going to sneak by them. Wild card teams, I got the Dodgers, obviously, and the Mets.
Ooh, nice. Look at you with the Mets. So
that's nice. That's a little sneaky play there with the Padres getting the win.
Thank you.
We're all in agreement on the East. I think Braves are going to take that one. I'm not a fan of the Mets because you got to prove it. I'm a prove it guy. You got to prove it.
You're a fan of Washington, though? Because none of us have mentioned Washington.
Well, if you let me finish, Bill. The Central, I'm going Brewers. Brewers.
Sneaky.
I know the Cardinals have it on paper, but give me Give me a scrappy team. I like the Brewers there.
Burns and Woodruff, pretty nasty there.
And in the West, the Dodgers are going to win. The Dodgers are going to have the most wins in the league. They might fight for some kind of fucking record this year. I'm taking Nats in the wild card. If Scherzer can come through, if Scherzer can be Scherzer, such a hard.
Say that fucking 3 times fast.
Strasburg, if those two guys can pitch to their capability and stay healthy, and then you got Corbin back.
Corbin too is
Corbin slotting in the third spot there. They got good young talent. They got one of the best young players in baseball, as we know, out there in center field or wherever they're going to play.
One of the best closers, Brad Hand, too, out in there too. That's huge.
Yeah, they'll be competitive, and if their pitching can stay healthy, then they should be able to be good enough to get in there. And then I don't want to put the Padres. Something tells me the Padres are going to fall on their face. I almost want to go Cardinals, and I'm gonna because I'm a badass. Badass is my middle name. I think Padres are going to miss the playoffs.
Ooh, that's all right. That's bold.
Yep.
But I mean, you want to talk about...
Look, they look like shit in the playoffs. They look like shit in the playoffs last year.
But now you added pitching. That's a huge. Blake Snell though, that's a big get. Blake Snell's a huge get.
Blake Snell is almost the guy that's like due for a big shoulder Tommy John injury.
He was never had one 2 years ago in 2019 after coming off 18 with a Cy Young because he beat Chris Sale in that Cy Young.
But he didn't miss the season though or anything.
He missed a good chunk of it though.
Did he? Maybe I missed that. Yeah. Okay, well that's my bold predictions. I'll probably fall on my face. Worst team in the league, we all agree, is the Orioles.
No, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
They're going to be fighting for back-to-back number 1 picks.
Did they have did Vegas have the Pirates at 0.0% chance of winning the World Series?
Basically, yeah.
It's like plus the
Orioles are at 0.0. They do not have a digit other than 0 in a percentage to win the World Series, according to Las Vegas.
They got a couple. I mean, Pittsburgh's got a couple guys, but I still think they're terrible. I think Baltimore has enough talent on the field. You know, Austin Retchman is their new catcher they're going to bring up. They got a couple nice young guys. John Means is there too. I think Baltimore's got a little more talent. So Pittsburgh, for me, is the worst team in all of baseball. You're coming off the worst record in the COVID year. You have the number 1 pick. I expect them to be back-to-back number 1 picks. So I mean, they're just as terrible. They're bad. So terrible. Ben Cherington is not a good GM. He showed it with the Red Sox. He took a bunch of flyers he threw a bunch of shit against the wall. Few of it stuck. Won a World Series.
Pirates are in the Central, right?
Yes.
That's it's an okay division, I guess. It's not like a powerhouse. Like if they were in the NL, if they were in the West, like that would be a lock.
Yeah,
but they might be able to squeeze some wins out. In
their
the
closer,
East,
their closer just got arrested last year for like raping young girl or some shit like that too. So
quickly, I'll give you my answer. The most overrated teams in the league, if you can't tell my opinions, the Yankees and the Padres. I think the Yankees and the Padres are the most overrated teams in the league for reasons I have prior stated. You guys have quick answers on that?
Yankees.
Nice.
Thanks.
Oh, God. Houston Astros.
Okay. You can take that.
Good answer.
I could easily see them falling on their face and missing the playoffs just as much as making it back to the for a pennant. I could see it both. I could see both happening just as easy for the Astros.
Yeah, because I'm not as high as on the Astros. You know, you lost George Springer. Sure. You know, I mean, you lost Verlander. You're bringing up a couple of young guys. You just lost Whitaker.
Did Verlander retire?
No, he had Tommy John last year.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get fucking Kate Upton's titties
Kate Upton with the fappening. Oh my
Jennifer God! Lawrence. It only took 45 minutes to get to that point. Okay, we're gonna end the show. These are our predictions that mean nothing. World Series. Ray, I want you to start. Who's making it and who's winning?
Blue Jays, Padres winning it. I'm telling you,
it's never gonna fucking happen.
I'm just telling you, the way they're building a new stadium, they're gonna have somehow make it.
I do like that. I do like that take, Ray. I do like the little inside scoop there. But if Bud Selig was around, I think that your percentages of that happening would be
higher.
A hell of a lot higher. Yeah. Rob Manfred doesn't have the balls to screw over the MLB. No. But I like the idea. I'll go Bill. We'll save the best for last here for Billy Baseball. I got Braves versus the White Sox.
God damn it!
You just made my night. You just made my night.
No, I just know that's like the most creamsicle palate for Bill's baseball taste. We wouldn't see him for the World Series.
He'd be like Quagmire coming out with the internet.
2 weeks long. We wouldn't see him for a month.
No.
No matter who won, no matter what happened.
So who do you have winning it?
Ooh. I don't want to steal it.
Well,
Bill, do you want Bill?
That'd be a wet dream. Bill's wet dream. Braves, White Sox 7-game series. Braves winning on a fucking single all right.
Let's make the bet, Bill. Let's make the bet.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
I do. So I do. I'm not a. I do
Lick
have
those crayons, right?
I did. Let's go.
I do have Braves versus White Sox in my. That's my World Series prediction. That's why I was so pissed that you took it.
You don't say.
I have Braves in 6 over the White Sox.
I go White Sox in 7.
All right.
So what's the bet?
I don't know, gentleman's bet.
No, fuck that. We don't do gentlemen's bets here.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You and I did a Travis Henry $20 bet. That's a fucking gentleman's bet. This is a gentleman's bet. Unless you want to get in.
Yeah, you want to take the Blue Jays?
That won't work. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
Wait, you said the White Sox would win, Rich?
Yeah.
And you said the Braves would win, and I think the Blue Jays win. So let's see who goes further. Gentleman's bet.
Fuck you, Ray. Gentleman's bet. Me and Bill. We have the same World Series set up.
Okay.
Just a gentleman's bet. Look, the chances of the White Sox making it are actually like I like the team, but they're certainly not
young.
favored. They're young.
They're young.
They got to get some things to break their way, and the Braves got to get through the Padres and or the Dodgers or both. So those predictions by Bill, the prediction by Bill and I, it's a bold one. It's definitely not chalk. So the idea that we would run up to if the White Sox and the Braves get to the World Series in October and we're here, maybe we can change the gentleman's bet to something a little more severe because it'll have a little more gravity.
We can wait. How about this?
Wait.
We have it in the ledger. We can figure it out. It's on record now.
We'll figure out my ledger.
You can.
I know.
We can figure out Charlie Kelly writing. We can figure out Raymond Langevin writing. All right.
Braves is just Ray with his shirt off in front of a crowd. I'm brave.
I drove a totem pole.
And White Sox are just White Sox. That's pretty easy.
How about this? Rapid fire MVPs.
I don't know. I didn't.
Boogie bets.
And
for the AL, DJ LeMahieu just to be a cunt, and then we can rub it in your face.
Tatis Jr. is pretty much locked in if he stays healthy. It really doesn't matter what he hits. They're just going to give him the MVP, or they should. And Mike Trout. Let's get Mike Trout back on the mantle here. And Ray, I'm very surprised that you didn't say something like Bryce Harper or whatever stupid
Aaron
fucking
Judge.
pick.
All right, I got Mookie.
almost did Aaron Judge.
I got Mookie and Mike Trout. Cy Young.
Oh God.
Give me Biebs back to back. I like them.
And National League.
Yeah. Is Bueller too easy on the Dodgers?
That's what I was gonna say. Damn it.
I have Bueller, but Trevor Bauer there.
What about Thor? Couldn't he do it again?
He's out half the year, so no.
I'll take DeGrom. Then I'll take DeGrom on the NL side then, just to be spicy. Ray, you ledgering this?
You ledgering it?
No. I had Bueller for the NL and then AL. I don't fucking know.
Go with Aaron Judge.
I'll go with Bieber as well. Shane Bieber.
Yeah, Garrett Cole for me in the AL for the Yankees, and then the NL. Ooh. I want to say.
Can you win the Cy Young with a 3.8 ERA? Because that's what I expect him to have.
No, we could. Who'd you have in the AL?
Bieber.
You both had Bieber?
No.
All right, bet. NL. Ooh, I like Walker Bueller a lot, but I think Trevor Bauer could go back to back.
Great. Bill, I am so glad that we were able to make your night before you head down to the armpit of America. And just do me a favor, if you're going to go in public, tuck it in the waistband and try not to get it on your shirt. So
like you already did. If you see that stain on his sweatshirt.
He might have. I like that. He has
a whole beer
like
on me, but you just didn't see it.
He has the Puma tracksuit like a soprano. Like
Yeah, he's a fucking
getting
gangster.
ready to leave Queen's Landing. He needs to let everybody know that he's still the boss.
Well, that's what his body double's wearing too, so it's easier. It's cheap, Puma. Just go out and get cheap stuff.
Who's your body double? Some old Vietnam vet that you pulled out of the VFW drunk the other night?
He looks like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump.
Magic.
Except he has legs.
Lieutenant Dan Silvermine Sports Show. Sunday Social Hour. Or is this Fat Tuesday? This is Fat Tuesday. The fucking Queen screwed us all up. All right, Fat Tuesday. Look around the MLB. We will see you on Wednesday, which we recorded before this, and then we'll have to do something Thursday. Ray's getting tired because he doesn't drink anymore, and carbs are usually what fuels him. Bye-bye.
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 I'm very hungry.
I'm a little hungry myself. Bill, safe travels.
Yes, Bill. Safe travels.
See you guys Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be counting. You got to bank those sick days, baby. Thursday. It's either Thursday or Memorial Day. You take the pick.
And 4th of July falls on a Sunday too. and
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the fireworks on the 4th
and
of
Labor
July
Day.
show.
I'm 100% gone. I already got camping plans. I already booked my site.
Cool. Great to know.
Dude, those are fucking holidays. We can push them off. It's a holiday. It's a national.
I just kicked them out.
Thank God.
Isn't Florida the perfect place for Bill?
Mm-hmm.
It's
White
either
trash from
that
America.
or I've mentioned this before. It's just because I never. Were you a Breaking Bad guy?
I watched Breaking Bad, yes.
So I never got in. I tried to get into it multiple times, and then over the past month or so, I got into it and finished it. And Walter White somehow reminds me very much of Bill.
Yeah.
Not for like the intelligence or anything, that just the resemblance and kind of anger.
Especially when he's running around with his underwear after.
Yeah, it's mainly in underwear. It's mainly just in underwear.
Yeah.
So I can totally see Bill in the South, and that's his loser team. So him and Albuquerque,
especially cooking up meth and like fumigating a home,
rooting for,
but eating a fucking Italian sandwich or something like that.
Rooting for the Phoenix Suns center, who he can't remember his name, but knows he's good.
Yeah, that's Bill.
That sounds perfect.
That's Bill in a nutshell.
And Florida's basically just the East Coast version of that. So if he ever comes back, that's not going to be surprising.